Good day everybody. We are expected to solve this particular equation. We got 5 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x is equal to square root of 45 raised to the power of x negative 81 raised to the power of x. Now what I wish to do is I would like to, so before we could start off, we are expected to find all values of x. So that's a requirement here. So foremost what I wish to do is I would like to square both sides. So squaring both sides, we get, what do we get? 5 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x raised to the power of 2, and on the right hand side this is 45 raised to the power of x negative 81 raised to the power of x, and this is raised to the power of 2. So the square root and the square gets neutralized, giving me 45 raised to the power of x negative 81 raised to the power of x. On the left hand side this is 5 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x raised to the power of 2. I can write 45 as 5 times 9 raised to the power of x, and I can write 81 as 9 into 9 raised to the power of x. So this, in fact, if I were to have something like this, ab raised to the power of m, I can write this as a raised to the power of m times b raised to the power of m. So this is written as 5 raised to the power of x times 9 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x times 9 raised to the power of x. So this is what I have got. Now clearly you can see that you got a 9 raised to the power of x and 9 raised to the power of x. Let me take that out. So that would give me 5 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x. On the left, I got 5 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x. This is raised to the power of 2. Now if you were to bring this to the left side, this is 5 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x raised to the power of 2 negative 9 raised to the power of x times 5 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x is equal to 0. Now if you were to take 5 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x as a common factor, this would give me 5 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x, one term, followed by negative 9 raised to the power of x is equal to 0. I can add these two together. That would give me 5 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x times 5 negative, this is 9 raised to the power of x and 9 raised to the power of x. So I got two quantities, so it's going to be 2 times of 9 raised to the power of x. So this is equal to 0. Now if a times b is equal to 0, this implies a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. So if I were to take, hence if 5x raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x is equal to 0, then this would imply 5 raised to the power of x is equal to 9 raised to the power of x. Now taking ln both sides, we get, so what do we get? This is going to be ln 5 raised to the power of x is equal to ln 9 raised to the power of x. Now we know that, what do we know? Ln a raised to the power of b is equal to b times ln a. So by this formula, this is going to be x times ln 5 is equal to x times ln 9. If I were to bring this to the left, I would get x times ln 5 negative x times ln 9 is equal to 0. You take x out, you get ln 5 negative ln 9 is equal to 0. Clearly, ln 5 negative ln 9, this cannot be equal to 0. Right? So this would mean x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0 is one solution. Now, many of you would have guessed that x is equal to 0 right from this equation. X is equal to 0 is one solution. That would be the guess. Apparently that is not the only solution, so hence you need to do all of this to get the other solution. Now we have taken 5 raised to the power of x negative 9 raised to the power of x to be equal to 0. Now let me consider the other side. So this is actually 5 raised to the power of x, right? 5 raised to the power of x negative 2 times 9 raised to the power of x. Now we need to consider this. Okay, so let me write that down. Now when 5 raised to the power of x negative 2 times of 9 raised to the power of x is equal to 0, this is the other case. So this would mean 5 raised to the power of x is equal to 2 times of 9 raised to the power of x. This is what we've got. Now if I can take ln both sides, so let me write taking ln both sides, we get, so what do we get? This is going to be ln 5 raised to the power of x is equal to ln of 2 times 9 raised to the power of x. Now we know that ln AB is equal to ln A plus ln B, right? So by this can be rewritten as ln 5 raised to the power of x is equal to ln 2 positive ln 9 raised to the power of x. Now what I wish to do, I would like to move this to this side. So this is going to be ln 5 raised to the power of x negative ln 9 raised to the power of x is equal to ln 2. Now again, by the property of logarithms which I just stated here, this is going to be x times ln 5 negative x times ln 9 is equal to ln 2. I take x out, I get ln 5 negative ln 9 is equal to ln 2. From logarithmic property, you have something like this, ln A negative ln B. This can be written as ln A over B. So this is rewritten as x times ln 5 over 9 is equal to ln 2. Now you can push this down, therefore x is equal to ln 2 divided by ln 5 over 9. Now by change of base property, I can introduce 5 over 9 as a base. So log 2, the base is 5 over 9 divided by log, this has got 5 over 9, the base is 5 over 9. So log A to the base A, this is going to be equal to 1. So hence the outcome is going to be log 2 to the base 5 over 9. So that's a solution. So it is imperative that we use log, L-O-G, not Ln, right? So that will be one of the solutions. In fact, we have got two solutions. One is x is equal to 0, the other is log 2 to the base 5 over 9. Thank you everybody. Please subscribe and share the video.